doesn't even sing.
Now, you brought footage tonight.
Yes, there is some footage of Marshall.
Yeah.
And we also would like to just kind of show everybody an overview of the PSA that we're running on various media in the market that talks about the kids in the choir, and we'll give you a quick introduction of exactly what we're trying to do.
Yeah. Well, if I might add, while our director is back there getting ready, the kids have been on my show 3 or 4 times. They've been on the weekly show, Angels Talk Soul Relationships, and this live show. 5 years ago was the last time.
Wow.
And on that episode, I had 13 of them.
Wow.
They were soulful, they were articulate,
Yes.
they had their goals, they had their tasks. I just have to say this because they are amazing.
Phenomenal.
It's amazing
Phenomenal.
you say that, because what impressed me, because I really wasn't involved prior to the middle of December at all. I mean, I knew Marshall from growing up, okay? But I knew the choir existed, and we, through our business contacts, ran across one another. He says, Cliff, I want you to come out and just see what we do. And ever since then, I have been a complete, total fan. In fact, I go to practices just so I can personally get
Yes.
re-energized. It's amazing.
Yes.
You don't really understand. When people think about and they hear Voices of Unity Choir going to Shaojing, China, you know, that's beautiful, and it's a tremendous responsibility. It's a great opportunity for us to not only hear. Again, you know, this is larger than Fort Wayne.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is larger
Oh,
than
yeah.
any one of us sitting here. This is the world stage. We get to compete against the world's finest. And we were invited. We didn't pay to go, you know, we didn't push any doors. The doors opened and people came to us. So that gives you a testament of how refined the choir is. However, what ropes me into and keeps me bound to UPath is the life instruction, the motivation, the teachings. I mean,
The creed.
I'm an adult, and you know, I'm a big, you know, positive energy type person, and you know, I believe in going to seminars and what have you. You don't have to go out of town to go to a seminar. Go to a practice.
Yes.
Sit back in the back and just watch. I was there the other day, and we were talking about it's not okay to be okay. Mediocrity is unacceptable, and to watch how Marshall infused that whole mindset into the children was incredible. It was phenomenal to watch them manifest and watch them just kind of morph at that time. And then you look at these kids and you see them, they're respectful, they're bright, they glow, they make you feel comfortable around them, and you see them and you go, yeah, that's, you know, those are the types of, you know, life teachings. So it's bigger than the choir. And that's what sometimes has gotten lost in all of this. So I wanted to make sure that we took the opportunity to talk about, you know, what goes on beyond the choir. The choir sings and it'll raise the hair on the back of your neck, give you goosebumps. Yeah, they can do that blindfolded. I mean, that's just what they do. But when you look at the energy that Marshall puts into the life training, that is the underlying concrete base that is being built.
I don't even think that he looks at it as building a choir.
No.
He's not building a choir. The choir is the end to what he does. He builds characters. He's just building people. He builds these little kids, and he builds them up, and then they get together and sing. But the singing is just
That's
singing's
a
just the extra.
byproduct.
That's just the
That's
the
the
frosting.
icing, yeah.
It's the frosting of the year. It's to go sing a concert somewhere. But it's the reason the choir is so good is because he takes the time to build into each individual child, and he does that on an individual basis. It's not one thing across all of them. It's a cut. It's taking that little kid and seeing where he's at and building upon that, or taking that kid and going a different angle. And when you go and sit and watch, watch a practice, you see that he'll stop right in the middle of a song and stop and grab one kid out and say, you know, we need to work on this. We need to work on this right now. And you don't see that nowadays.
No.
You'll see parents gloss right over that. So
Well,
it's
it
amazing.
sounds to me like the truth of the children's being from the inside out is outpouring. I just got the chills. That wasn't from me. That came through me. But I want to show everybody out here because this goes everywhere. This show tonight goes everywhere. I want to show everybody a little bit of what you brought tonight.
Sure. Let's look at
So if our angel director's ready.
The choir PSA.
The Voices of Unity Choir has been invited to represent the United States at the World Choir Games in Shaoxing, China in July of 2010. Go to dreamsofgold.org to learn more details about how you can donate.
Thank you.
We were talking about the lifestyles and the life challenges and the teachings, but I'd like to kind of shift our attention to really the task at hand. I mean, we've been asked to participate in the World Choir Games. We have bought the tickets. We're going.
You have bought the
Yes,
tickets?
the tickets are bought. The flights have planned. We've got the passports. These kids, there was a 3-hour meeting last night just on logistics. I mean, this is a huge undertaking.
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible to see it all come together because you know that there's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that's been poured out over the last 5 months. And that's not to say anything about the previous 9 years of work that led up to this. So this just didn't happen overnight. And, you know, people need to recognize. But the task at hand is, you know, these kids have raised over $150,000 on their own. Like I said, we're taking 103 people, 80 kids, 23 adults, musicians, chaperones, and so forth. I mean, that is going to be one of the largest, if not the largest contingent of performers in Shaoxing, China. There will be over 400 choirs representing 90 different countries. And that's not to say anything about the personal growth experience that the children will go through and the adults. I want to go to China, but it's not my time. But you think about, they will be changed for life.
Transformed.
You know, and that's all a part of the growth process. And this is why this is so huge, but it doesn't happen. I mean, you know, we have, like I said, it's reaching far close to $500,000. We're 75% to budget. But on faith, we leaped out there. You know, instead of sitting there and waiting till we had every dime, you know, we didn't have the luxury of that. We have been very, very blessed with some major corporate donations. I mean, SDI, Parkview has been involved. There's been foundations, the Urban League, the NAACP, Alpha Ray. There's been a tremendous outpouring. And, you know, Fort Wayne is a very giving community, but we're not there yet. And what we have upcoming is, what we've planned is, you know, like I said, we got 25% more of our budget to build. And what we need to do, and what we have done, is we've created a series of events that will take place beginning on July 7th, running through that's on a Wednesday, running through Sunday, culminating at Glenbrook Mall. And we'll go through these one by one because I think it's incredibly important that we talk about these. It's just, we had to come up with something to take us outside of the normal box of fundraising. I mean, we have had people standing on street corners with buckets, knocking on doors. Guy I ran across the other day, he says, yeah, you know, your kids did come to my house, and so I made them work for the money. You know? So he asked them to sing, which is fine. That's what they don't
That's like the
doing.
old-time trick-or-treating.
Yeah, pretty much.
The old-time trick-or-treating.
Yeah, the old time.
Okay.
They don't do that anymore.
No, okay.
It was
what
dark
else?
when we used to do that. Now you trick-or-treat in daytime.
Yeah, okay.
But you know, here again, that speaks to another issue here. You know, you got kids, I mean, we spend an inordinate amount of taxpayers' money correcting bad kids. You know, it costs us a lot of money to do post-therapy. This is an opportunity to contribute to pre-therapy and to help mold and get people or get kids off on the right track. You know, birds of a feather flock together. You know, good people.